Hi everyone, this is Komal and we are back. Today's video is going to be very important for them who want to learn English. In today's video, I will be sharing 5 tips for learning English. So before we start, make sure you're liking the video, subscribing to my channel, hitting the bell icon and sharing the video with the needy ones. So let's get started. As you all know that English is very important for be that you're a student, a serviceman, a businessman or a housewife. Now you must be wondering that how come English is important for the housewives. Let me tell you, it is equally important for the housewives too. Because I have come across several housewives in my life who are well educated but they lack communication skills, and that's the reason they have to send their kids outside for the tuitions. There they have to pay hefty amounts. They're not able to teach their kids. Why? Because they don't have good command over English. They cannot understand properly, they cannot speak properly. So it is equally important for the housewives too. So imagine you have got good command over English, you can understand, you can speak properly, then you can teach your kids on your own. You will not have to send them outside and you will not have to pay hefty amount in the coaching centers. Second is, well, your husbands may not be available all the times for the PTM. There, in their absence, you have to attend your kids' PTM. There you will have to face the teachers, you will have to communicate them, you will have to reply them in English. And then you feel, when you see other parents talking in English, then you feel that yes, I also should have good command over English. So it is very important. Now, let me share those 5 important tips for learning English. Tip number 1 is decide it. You cannot do anything without planning. Before doing anything, we plan them accordingly, isn't it? Yes. So why not to decide it? I have seen several people in my life that they don't decide it, they don't take the decisions, they don't make the commitments. And that's the biggest mistake, you know. So decided that when you're going to learn English, today, tomorrow, after a month, after a year, when. But if you have decided it, do not linger it on. Yes. Now, time to share tip number 2, and that is be passionate. I have come across several people in my life who are very passionate at the beginning, but slowly and gradually they lose that passion, you know, they lose taking interest, and that is the biggest reason for failure and disappointment. You should not commit this mistake. Now most of you may not know what the passion is. Well, let me share. When I was a learner, I was very passionate about learning English, you know. All the time I just used to think about English only, that how I can improve myself, how I can speak better. I always used to think like this. Even I was, you know, very much crazy for learning English. Even while while sleeping during the nights, I used to mumble in English. So I'm not saying that you should do all these things, but I'm saying that you should be passionate about learning English or whatever you're doing. So passion is very important. By having passion, you can do wonders in your life, you know. When you are just thinking about your goal, that how you can achieve your goal, so that's your passion is. Passion never let you sit idle, you know. So be passionate. That's very, very important. All right, now tip number 3, that is be natural. Now what happens? People are not satisfied with themselves. What they do, they want to copy others. You should not commit this mistake. Be natural, be with yourself. You don't need to copy others. You are unique in your way and I am unique in my way. I cannot copy you, you cannot copy me. I cannot speak the way you speak, you cannot speak the way I speak. So everybody has got their own style of speaking. Now what happens whenever you see others sounding natural or sounding impressive, appreciate them but don't copy them. Rather, you should create your own style of speaking English, as I do. That's my style of speaking English. I do not copy anyone, and that's the thing which makes you different from others. Don't copy. Alright, I hope you understood it. Now tip number 4 is work hard, and that's very important tip for all language learners. Yes, you have to revise all the rules time and again. Read them, write them, revise them again and again. See, what happens if you don't revise them? You forget them gradually and slowly. And I'm sure you don't want that. So, if you really want to sound like a natural speaker, you have to revise them. Then what will happen? All those rules will automatically strike your mind while you're chatting with somebody or talking to somebody. I hope you got it. Moving to the tip number 5, and that's very important tip, which is maintain your speed. Yes, you don't have to speak so fast. Now there is a myth that if you speak so fast, you will sound like a natural and impressive speaker. That's very wrong. Now what happens when you speak so fast? People don't understand you properly, and gradually and slowly they start losing their interest listening to you. That you don't have to do. You have to maintain your speed. Now people think that when you speak so fast, it means that you have got good fluency. No, rather there is difference between fluency and speaking fast. You have to maintain your speed. Neither you should speak so slow nor you should speak too fast. Make sure you're maintaining your speed. Now I would be sharing a bonus tip with you, and the tip is use your gestures, your facial expressions. Yes, that's very important. If you really want to sound like a natural speaker, you must use your gestures, your hands and your facial expressions. That will not happen overnight. You will have to put efforts. While talking or speaking, you will have to remind yourself that you have to use your gestures properly. You have to use your facial expressions properly. Yes, and that adds on to your personality. That's very important. So, I hope you liked all these 5 tips. Make sure you're working on these 5 tips. Let me tell guys, if you honestly work on these 5 tips, you can do wonders. Alright, so that's all for the day guys. Make sure you're liking the video and sharing it with others too. We'll see you soon in our next video. Till then, stay tuned.